This is an election where, Master, I saw money at a send-off. I saw money in trucks. Truckload of money. 200 Ghana cedis notes.
Oh,
you're
exaggerating.
No, what are you talking about? I was in a send-off for 7 weeks before the election. I never left a send-off. I was in the thick of affairs, you know. I was responsible for managing the campaign. There is nothing that went on in that election that I was not aware. We were there. We saw truckload of money. They were distributing money like there was no tomorrow. Cutlasses, weedy size. Doc, but the reports we heard from Ejisu, some of which we have seen on video, beats by far what happened at that send-off. Come on, money be what?
Now you're exaggerating.
What is money? Wana money or taxpayers' money? Bundles of money in this time of suffering and hardship for the people of this country being distributed like biscuits, like a brooding katia. Distributing money in your own stronghold in an election that the NDC, your main contender, was not even participating. You wasted public funds in this manner. People were auctioning their votes because the money was flowing from everywhere. And in spite of all the money they shared, voter turnout was 49.1%. And the MPP had a paltry 55%. Look, you guys, you should be reading the signs on the wall. Your time is up. Your cup is full. Look, the MPP did something that has never happened in the history of Ghana before, in the history of elections before. And you see, we need to take strong exception to what they did. The level of desperation they displayed at Ejisu, I have never seen in any election in Ghana. And that is why I say that that level of desperation beats by far what they did in a send-off. How can you be going for an election in your own stronghold? You are supposed to have the interest, the health, the life, the future of your people at heart. But because of power, the desperation for power, you go distributing marijuana, illicit
that's an allegation.
Drugs,
allegation by some residents,
eyewitnesses, residents who were giving the weed were the ones talking on tape that they brought us the weed. It wasn't one person, it wasn't two people, it wasn't three people. Even the woman, have you seen the video of that woman?
Yes.
Saying that I saw them bringing the weed, didistributing weed to young people. Look, when I see
they could have been
look,
a drone,
when I hear,
a drone
I'm shocked to the marrow. Yes, we know that these guys are desperate, but I never thought that they could get to this level of desperation. Because I'm a young person, and I get pained when politicians take young people for granted like this and do things that jeopardizes the future of young people. And you hear people say the NDC and MPP are the same. Really? Will you see NDC distributing marijuana to young people? Illicit, illegal substances that can make people mad and destroy the lives of people. You were distributing it. Hey, then general election there, how many rolls of marijuana will you be distributing? That one, the marijuana, you have to import from Jamaica. You have to import a shipload of marijuana. You have to maybe 10 million rolls. One voter, one roll of marijuana. You have to launch that campaign. You see, when a party is bereft of credibility, bereft of ideas, bereft of achievements, they resort to these desperate tactics. That was the lowest point of J.A. Kufuor's, J.H. Mensah's, Professor Abrifa Kofi Buzier's UP tradition.
Right.
The lowest point of our democracy. But after the weed, after the money, they got 55% and the voter turnout of 49.1%. Right. They couldn't even hit 50%. And you know, they didn't just do this. The people of Ejisu, just like the people of Kumawu, the people of Aseno, also saw road projects overnight because of the by-election. And the practice now, it has now become a norm that if you want to see good roads in your constituency, you must pray for your MP to die. Because for Kufuor and the NPP, until your MP dies and there is a by-election, you are not going to see roads. And immediately after the by-election, they will pack and go like they've done in Asenof and Kumawu. So the people of Ejisu should not be surprised to see contractors pack the equipment from those road projects, from those sites, very soon.
But they've won the election.
Oh, they won in Kumawu. But go and look at the status of those projects they started for votes. It highlights the dishonesty of the NPP. Then, on top of that, the blackmail, the executive blackmail, that is how I will call it, the presidential blackmail of the people of Ejisu. President Kufuor stood on a platform and told the people of Ejisu that, look, you want to see good rules, you want to see development, then vote for the NPP. MP, because it is only an NPP MP who can tell me as president to construct rules and I'll construct. Can you imagine, Doc? In a multi-party democracy, where we have parliaments made up of different political parties, and these parliamentarians are representing people, NDC, NPP, CPP, and even those who are not politically conscious or politically aligned. You are telling Ghanaian citizens that if an NDC MP or an independent MP comes to you for development, you would deny that MP because it doesn't belong to your party. And yet you expect respect from all Ghanaians and not just your party people? What does the president take us for? Has President Kufuor read the oath of office he sworn to become president? Does he understand the phrase in that oath which says that he will be fair to all manner of persons? Does he understand the gravamen of the oath he has sworn to uphold the Constitution, Article 17 of which preaches against discrimination? And you tell people that, look, no NDC MP or independent MP can come to me for any developmental project. This man is the worst president we have had, the biggest mistake we have had. As far as the presidency is concerned, right. He has no business even getting close. He's an embarrassment of a president. Okay. A monumental embarrassment of a president. Okay? And then, in spite of all that, they also try to compromise the EC. You saw our own friend, somebody we all respect and admire, Dr. Kingsley Nyako.
But this is just one police
station. If you are in bad company.
One police station giving something for lunch.
The only reason why we saw it was because a journalist was interviewing somebody at that police station. And that is why that camera captured it. But he had gone round to all the police stations. And the money was in his car.
We don't have
when he gets,
evidence.
I have.
No, you don't.
He said we're there. You said we don't have.
Yeah, you don't.
Eyewitness accounts. No, the money is in his back. No, he gets there. The money was distributed, wasn't his money.
Until you give me that piece of evidence, I will not allow.
But this one, the lawyers call it res ipsa loquitur. The matter speaks for itself. If you have seen somebody, the money was dropped. Was it a leaflet or a bundle?
I don't know.
And Richie says it was a bundle.
No, white envelope. Too small.
Now, white envelope, one leaflet with me and my envelope.
Too small. No, it was just small. Small.
I know that. I know Kingsley Nyako is your bosom.
No.
So I will understand. This one is affirmative action for a friend. I will understand. I'll grant you that.
But the point here, the envelope was even. Doc, I'm not saying.
What business did he have to be entering? You know that I have been polling agent before.
Sammy, don't get me wrong.
Where he even entered. A normal person cannot enter that inner perimeter.
Sammy,
what was he doing
I'm not
there?
saying that the action was right.
Yes.
But I'm saying that, one, you're exaggerating. Two, you are stretching the thing to
I'm
cover.
exaggerating?
Yes.
So if Kingsley Nyako could, at one polling station, enter the inner perimeter to engage an electoral officer, we didn't hear because the camera didn't pick what he was telling that electoral officer. What they should do, the machinations, and we didn't hear the content of the conversation.
But they didn't even speak for 10 seconds.
No, Doc, we are Baby so you can't 10 seconds. Oh! We are TB Boom, so you can't 10 seconds. Someone for it. Then, if he is capable of that, is he not capable of going to the next polling station? So that there is legitimate basis to infer that was not the only police station he did that. There is legitimate basis. And I've spoken to people on the ground. He told all the police station, and he had guys in his vehicle who were holding the money. And this is money from Accra.
Sorry.
So, Doc, so from Bawumi. Oh no, yeah, the deputy minister. What does that man have? Kinsinyako, what money does he have? From his days at every side to be like this.
Yeah,
one city news. So please, look, there are serious issues to talk about here. But look, this is a clearest indication that the NPP is on its way out. And I am happy about that, but I'm not going to be complacent about that. It only shows us that we need to push harder, and victory will be ours. And John Dramani Mahama will get the opportunity to govern this country again, to introduce his revolutionary 24-hour economic policy and launch the National Women's Development Bank, which will change this country, which will improve the livelihoods of women, create job opportunities for the teeming unemployed youth of this country, and create prosperity for all and not the select few. Thank you.